Hello everybody, welcome to another stream. How are we doing? So today we're going to carry on with this BVH node allocator that we started last stream. And we're nearly there, we're just debugging it, right? We're getting rid of the bugs. So we're going to write one more function which validates the whole allocator to make sure every piece of memory that's in here makes sense. And then afterwards we're going to move on to, hopefully we're going to have time to make more of this BVH API where we can allocate, where we can create a BVH with this new allocator, then send it off to the GPU, and the GPU goes and builds it, and then we get some feedback as well through that system. So yeah, that's the plan for today, to carry on with that stuff. So what you'll notice is we're using a different text editor today. We're using the Z editor, ZED. Because my NeoVim broke. Because I updated my system and then it decided to break. So, and then I had to edit. Oh, Z. So we're just using Z in the meantime because I could literally install it. I tested it out on my laptop, but I literally just installed it, and out of the box, everything just works. So we're using this until, yes, I'm just trying out this editor. I'm just seeing what it's like. I obviously love the whole modal input. That's why I used Vim for a long time, and then I switched to NeoVim to try all the new things from there. But I was sold a lie. It was not better than Vim. It was just the same as Vim. It's not anything that's better. So I'm thinking about switching over to Helix and giving that a go, but I need to get I still need to get a config set up, but by the looks of it, with Helix, you don't have to set up a lot. The reason why I need to set it up is because I need to do my Mac keyboard layout. I basically have a whole custom Vim config because I've changed my keyboard layout, so everything's all skewed. So I have it all completely custom to the way I like it. And I want to try give Helix a go because it seems like it comes pre-set up with a bunch of things that you'd want out of the box, and it just seems like an actual evolution from Vim. So I want to give this a good I actually want to properly set it up and get using it in my spare time. LSP, semantic token syntax highlighting. Yeah, it comes set up with LSP, even Git blame as well right out of the box. It's crazy. So it's got like LSP syntax highlight. This theme's a bit rainbow for me. Can I change the theme? But yeah, I think this weekend I want to get my config set up in Helix, just basically keybinds, and then we'll go through the process of learning it as well while I develop. So I'm coming off a NeoVim and moving on to something better, hopefully. In the meantime, we're sticking with a normie editor, but that's okay. At least it's not VS Code. Now I need to find some settings. Oh, all right. So it's another file, isn't it? Everything's in the command palette, right? Of course. Hang on a minute. Why don't you work? Huh? Oh, F1's the command palette. Finally, settings. Themes. Let's go. Something a bit easier on my eyeballs, you know? What's that one? Oh my days, that's ugly. I feel like why is everything so rainbowy these days? You know? What I just want. Ooh. Why don't I stick with Z? I like a fully integrated modal system. I could try out. Fine, I might just stick with one dark. I don't know. These themes, man. Ugh. Too many colors. Anyway, let's just get on with the proper work. Let's just go back to one. Let's just live with the rainbow colors. I only just installed it, Jack. Out of the box, I think it's quite great. In terms of like, you literally just install it. It downloads in seconds, and then you've got everything just works. The LSP works, right? Like quite well. It's I haven't really looked too in depth into it, but in terms of like the feature set, look, I can hover over this and it tells me the size of the value, tells me where it's defined. It's got quite, yeah, it's got quite a lot of good information. But yeah, I haven't spent too much time in it, so I don't know. But I would say overall, I think it's a very good first experience. Hey, Clarissa. One announcement. I've made the announcement. I've come off NeoVim. Yeah, wait, is there another announcement I'm supposed to make? But yeah, I'm gonna be going back to a modal editor at the weekend. I'm gonna try out Helix. Give that one a go. Range allocator, validate. How are you, Glorissa? One thing I noticed at work is that it integrates quickly into Clang Tidy, and you can display that. And can display that an issue has been fix available. Right. Yeah, I'm not using Vim mode because I have to set up because I use the Colmac keyboard layout. So I've completely like locked myself into a very heavily customized Vim. So if I use the Vim emulation layer stuff, I have to really set it up in a configuration file somewhere, and I just haven't had the time to do that yet. So I'm just working how I typically work during the daytime at work, where I just use the standard modeless editing, if that's what you call it. I don't think they include the popular LSPs. What happens is that if you have it installed on your system, it will use it. So I've got Clang D installed in my package manager, so we'll just pick it up automatically. And that's how I think this and Helix does the same thing. Oh, the stream is now live announcement. What? I forgot that 2 streams in a row. Damn it. Oh yeah, so I actually forgot, before we write the validate function, we also should run the, yeah, because we already had an issue that I didn't fix. We should be deallocating blocks at the top of the, we should not be deallocating blocks at the end of the heap. Why did past me do this to myself? It takes me a while to get used to syntax highlighting. Oh my days. Ooh. Yep. Come back all the way. Oh, member highlighting. All right, yeah. Yeah, I very much prefer like minimal highlighting. I like it when it's on the types at least and symbols. And functions is nice. Function calls. Yeah, I think that's basically it. And I like them all to be basically similar colors. Maybe 3 colors at most. Or two-tone actually, 2 colors. Yeah, I think we got like 4 here. Oh, there's a 5th one, there's a green. Yeah. Yeah, I think if you color these member ones differently, it makes your eyes go towards this more than this. So whenever you look over here, you sort of look at this first. Or at least it makes me want to do that. Also, sometimes this hovering stuff can be quite annoying, I guess, if you just move your mouse over somewhere and it just brings it up over where you're typing. Ah. But it is useful, though, the information that it does provide. Deallocate or dealloc. Sorry, where's the assertion? Alright, of course I've written a new... Oh. How do I build my software? I guess I'll put it all in one thing now. Bit scripts build. Oh, well. No, I won't do it like that then. Put a compile error. Unused parameter. It's typing for me. Right. 3, 4. Oh wait, I have got assertions in. Then my eyes could not see this. So we need to syntax silence. So we're not allocating. We should not be deallocating blocks. Right. Why would I think we need that? Right, so we allocate this one. So I think the reason why that assertion was there where is it? It's deallocate block. Right, okay. So this will add it to the unused list. But we've got an if statement here saying if block next and if so I think what this assertion should say is like maybe we should just not deallocate the final block. Something like that. Right, so let's try that out. Right, that runs successfully. So now I want to write the validator. So the validator will help us catch problems. So basically in this, we need to do a few things, right? We could physically traverse all of the blocks and then physically traverse. So I think we need to have a boolean to say we've visited. Validate tick tock bit. So I think we need to be able to visit every block and just note that we've visited the block or not by just toggling that bit. When so we need to go over from the start to the end, then visit this unused list, and then check all of the blocks that have been allocated in this stack, and just make sure that all of these tick-tock bits are the same, either 0 or 1, but they're all the same. And then that will mean that every block is either allocated or it's in the unused list. And it's not in both of them. And then we need to also, while we're doing that, validate that each of the blocks, all their sort of physical previous and next IDs all match up with each other, and that the start and end in the buffer that we're sub-allocating from, they all are contiguous as well. No gaps at all. And then we also need to check our free list and make sure our free list contains blocks that are of the correct size. And that's going to be the validation code we'll run every frame just to make sure everything's fine. Hey Travis. Yeah, basically I updated my system and it completely broke my NeoVim, and I would have had to have maintained my horribly long NeoVim config and all those extensions that one is supposed to maintain. So the lie is NeoVim is a successor to Vim. It's not really a. It's a big pain in the butt. A bit like Vim is in a way, where you have a massive config file. So I think that it doesn't really provide that much extra that's great on top of Vim. So I'm trying out the Z editor right now, but the long-term plan is to make my way over to the Helix editor, which is a new sort of modal editor written in Rust. But it has a lot of stuff set up out the box, and the configuration file is not a programming language. It's just a config file. So my hope is, and after looking at it, it does seem like a good successor to Vim. It's maybe because you're running editor. I know, right? Same. How many text editor projects I've started? Yeah, it's one of them, innit? But how am I liking Z? Z's not bad. I like the out of the box experience. It's quite good. The themes are a bit too much rainbow for me. But it's called the LSP. Works really well. Just set up right away. I've not gone too much in depth into it yet. I'm hoping to just get a good surface view of it, really, because I'm not going to spend too much time in it. But I just installed it right as we started the stream, so it's just sets up in seconds and good. Yeah, I need to maybe I want to find a thing where I can make it so I press F5 to build the project, but I don't know. I can get the terminal in there. Okay. Too much screen real estate taken up though. Yeah, far better. Schedule chat. Divine things. How are things in this up? Yeah, not doing bad. Definitely much better than last week. I don't know how you feel about. I've never looked into customizing Z. I just installed it and had a look like keywords, function types, but separating variables from members is weird. Maybe macros too. Yeah, the member kind of less important. It's all the attention is drawn to. Yes, that's true. Yeah, unfortunately, I won't get a good enough experience with Z to really have a really good opinion on it. But I like there's a competitor to Visual Studio happening, and this one is focused around like a multi-player editor where you have multiple people editing the same document together, like pair programming or whatever. I don't know. But and it's got Copilot installed, but I ain't gonna enable that. Anyway. Yeah, so I want to go over all those blocks. Next block ID. I guess we'll indent this in brackets and stuff. Allocator block start index +1 while. So we'll just link list all the way around. BVH node range block fuzzy. Oh yeah. Block equals BVH node range block get. It does the brackets automatically. That's something to not get used to. I could just call it block ID actually. So we have the block. Let me say block ID equal block. Next, and that is an iterator. So the plan is, right, we need to take this. Can I hide this panel? I'll do. Yeah, so the idea is to like, so I want to toggle this validate bit. So we get to finally use the XOR. Yeah. I need to use the XOR operator. So we toggle this bit so we can make sure that we've visited all of the blocks at some point. Also, while we're going around here, I would like to validate previous start equals 0. And we're going to assert that previous start is equal to block start. And this, the way they change these things, like you do or and it does that instead, or and. Not sure if I like those. But I know quite a lot of people like them. And I think some people have like an arrow one as well. What's focus, noob mind? Yeah, it's just strange. How's the game engine going, Travis? Unless you've been doing a lot of refactoring lately. The new editor in Jaya. Oh yeah, I think Gloria Sir linked me to that. I think Gloria Sir be able to. Yeah, see, it's been in my history. Yeah, I've not given this one a go purely because I want a modal editor in the long run. Just hopping between an editor for now, but it's cool that, you know, there's another someone's trying to provide something as an alternative to VS Code and all this, and probably designed in a sensible way, we hope. Yeah. Yeah, love me a good modal. Do more work, thanks for asking. Currently working on through some sync issues at the moment. Yep, that's always fun. Yeah, anything to do with Vulkan is just bananas. Like, the spec is just so... There's just so many conditions. It's just insane. We have a gap in our blocks. If you double exclamation mark, it does... There's a ligature. I don't even know how to pronounce the word for that. Sad face, but there's no ligature for that either. We have a gap in our blocks. No. And then we need to make sure we say previous start is equal to block start, and then wait, block end. Is that what we need to do to verify blocks? Well, these types of blocks, right? We're hoping for that we have a way to physically go away to the into the end. Is that right? Yes. We should probably store the overall size inside the we'll store the number of nodes here, the node's capacity. I could just call it cap. I don't know, nodes cap. I guess so. Yeah. So we'll just say allocator nodes cap equal nodes cap, and then I can make sure in the validate function that it ends correctly as well. So we'll say core assert that previous start is equal to allocator nodes cap, and that'll then mean like our blocks do not span the whole allocation or the whole allocator arena buffer allocation. That'll do. Bum, 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 bum. So that's good. So that verifies the start and the end and these guys as well. Oh yeah, the next and previous links. So you want to be able to say what is the previous block ID. So such that you can say, so it's always 0, it starts off with, and then you say that equal block block next ID. Wait a minute, block ID. Yes. And then what you're saying in this, in another assertion, is block previous block ID. Wait, what was I saying? Equal block previous ID. And then what we're saying here is our previous does not point to the physically sad face. So we've got to do the next one as well. So the next one has to point. How are we going to do that? So you only, so when you get this next one, well, you're going to traverse to the next anyway, right? Yeah, so I guess it's implicitly done by pointing to the next, and then the block start matches up. Yeah. Okay. So I think that's good. So this validates the physical, validates all of the blocks that are physically next to each other. Well, what does physically mean? That reference the memory that is physically bookkeep. Bookkeep the memory that is physically next to each other. Something like that. Right, so that's that part of the validate. The next part is we need to go over the unused list. So I guess we'll copy paste this. And all we want to do is just do the tick-tock thing over the blocks in the unused list. So we just start it off at, oh yeah, we also need to verify that the end of the array end index is equal to the block our block start block end index does not reference the correct end block. Neat. So we want to go over all those. The next one is, where is it? Yeah, the unused. Physically contiguous. Oh, that sounds right. Sounds good. I'll look into that in a second. Let's catch up with chat. Hey, Mr. Shelby, how you been? Good to see you. When I'm finally fed up with NeoVim, yep. Yeah, it's taken me time. It's just been okay, and just because I've had it set up for a while, but my whole world got turned upside down when I had to revisit my config again and have to maintain it because it literally broke. Especially around pipeline stages and memory accesses and sync. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's a lot of them. It's just insane. And also, you gotta try and figure out like which object is it referring to. If you have a bit of a complicated system, it's quite difficult sometimes. And sometimes to do like swap chain as well is some really crazy stuff. Turn them off. Well, the validation layers. No. I haven't updated any of them or plugins in the last year or so because I don't want it to break. Yep. I mean, I suppose you don't have to update, but if it's a new environment or something, it's complicated. Yes. Yeah, like if you set up like a new laptop or something or whatever it is, new PC. So we just want a link list all the way around, and I forget what we did with the. Yeah, we used the block next ID. I was thinking that. So we still use the same block next ID. So we do the TikTok thing. They're not physically contiguous in memory, which I've got to look at putting that comment in. Oh, double. Oh, I guess there's sometimes a comment in some languages. Anyway, confused. So all we care about in this is just doing the TikTok part. Yeah, I think that's right. So yeah, so here we're just saying visit all the unused, all the blocks in the unused list. Yeah, just so we visited them so we can verify they're all the same. What's going on? So validate all the blocks that bookkeep. Validate all of the physically contiguous blocks. No, that can't work. All the blocks that bookkeep memory that is physically contiguous. Nice. It's better. Hmm. Right. So that should have visited every single node and done the toggle the TikTok bit. So I think we could store somewhere. Right, let's store validate TikTok bit also in the allocator. So that default to 0. And now we're going to go over all the blocks. So just do over all these allocator blocks count. And then we're going to fetch BVH node block equal allocator blocks index. All right. So, oh wait, let's say dot data. So in here, we're just going to assert that I would turn that off if I was going to live here longer, but it's fine. Allocator visit TikTok bit is equal to block. And then here the assertion is going to say block ID this has not been, is not physically, is not physically it's not in the is not being used. Hey there, Avik. Thank you so much for the raid. Appreciate it, sir. Welcome, raiders. How's everyone going? How did your stream go? Being used or in the unused linked list. So we just lost it somehow. So we won't. Yeah, probably not going to happen, but it's just good to have that there, I guess. Right. So the next thing to validate is the link, the free list, to make sure the free list only contains free blocks, and that they're all they're in the correct bucket. Core array count allocator block free list power of 2. So bucket index, I guess we'll call it. So we want to, we can work out like they've got to be, there's an expected, like a minimum count. So I think it's, so we plus 5, and that gets the power of 2. So 32. They've got to be 32 or more. And if there's more than 32, they're just not going to, they'll be in the unused. Oh, wait a minute. No, they'll be in the free list. Wait. No, yeah, they won't be, yeah, they'll be physically in memory. Sorry, they'll be physically next to each other such that if the neighboring one gets freed, it will join back. But they won't be in the free list anymore. That's correct. Yes, the TikTok thing will still work. That's good. So here we're trying to assert that. So we're doing another link list, traversal. So one of these sort of things. So the idea is you get your block free list bucket index ENID. You traverse the free list and you've got to make a couple of assertions. These assertions are that the block is free, is a free block, block ID is in the free list but is not free, not marked as free. What other things could there be? The sizing. So the block take block start. This has to be greater than or equal to. That's greater than or equal to. Oh, I gotta turn these things off. That is unreadable. Right, to the internet. Z turn off locators. There we go. Can't believe people spend time to implement these things. They're horrible. Tank should be released now. What? This is a joke. No, it's still on. That a restart is required after changing this. Right. Bananas. I guess I'll pause what I'm doing. Nope. Hey, Psycode. What's been your beef with Ligger? Oh. Oh yeah, I could just change fonts that don't support it. That is a good idea. Buffer font family. We can either do right, back to some level of sanity here now. Oh, much better. Greater than or equal to min count. Block ID is in the wrong bucket. Free list bucket. I guess I can open that up in debugger or something and find that. Right, so do we toggle the TikTok bit? No, we don't. because that's already been looked at. Anything else? So I think that's all the validation we need. That's a really good function that we've got now. So this means, what does this mean? This means we can run it every frame, and it just verifies that whenever we allocate something, it will. Yeah. Be validated, and we can catch bugs and not pay the price with a GPU crash, because we don't want GPU crashes. All right, so let's run that and see if we get any assertions. And assertion. Interesting. I couldn't get customer stuff the way I wanted. Finding the stuff I was needed was kind of annoying, so and it ran like crap for me. But the last part apparently was something I did. Most people will say it's fast. In fact, I've been looking for an alternative lately because everything I tried has some drawback. Currently using VS Code and Vim mode is so trash. Yeah, I've been eyeing up Helix, but I need to, because I've heavily got a custom. Oh, for crying out loud. Because I've got a heavily customized Vim config, it is something that I need to spend a little bit of time. I've completely changed the whole key configuration, so I need to, whenever I change to anything that does Vim-like stuff, I need to obviously heavily change it. But I shouldn't have to set up any extensions because it comes built in with features like telescope, like LSP, syntax, or semantic highlighting, which I'm going to obviously try and tune down in some cases, I imagine. But I don't like all the extra colors everywhere, but just in a few places. And it also tries to visibly show things a little bit more as well sometimes, which is a bit nicer. And so I think this could be an actual evolution to Vim, like NeoVim is supposed to be. So I'm going to give this at the weekend. I'm going to try and set my config so next week we can try and get in on this thing. Yep. That's the thing with Vim modes, is like they do the navigation thing and maybe the searching thing. Sometimes they mess up some of that stuff as well. It's just slightly different, or it's like, but sometimes they really do nail that. But then like the issue becomes is like the whole editor isn't oriented around modal, and like when you have an editor which is really designed around modal, it's amazing. But yeah, obviously some new features like like an LSP that works well, and a because if you're working on a big code base, an LSP is kind of needed if you're going to have any level of productivity. And that we can quickly like fuzzy find stuff across your file system all within the editor is a killer feature. So I'm going to try this one out over the weekend, and hopefully next week we can be using that sub efficiently, but we'll get there. I listened to Helix this month. If you use Neovim plugins, Helix might be a turn down. I hope they do better in the future about that. Also, hi. Hey, Sockham. What's the problem with Helix and when you say if you use Neovim plugins, are you talking about it doesn't have any plugin support, or are you talking about it doesn't have all the plugins that you've got in Neovim? Because I don't really use. I used for a long time a bare Vim setup with only plugins that were for themes and stuff. Then I tried out all the NeoVim stuff, and I tried the LSP and Treeso integration. But that all comes built into Helix. And I don't really need much more, I would say. Now fair play. Well, what sort of extensions do you use to Sockham? Just replied to my wife 2 seconds, just asking how did the baby go down. And he went down well. There we go. So, oh yeah, so apparently the end block index is wrong. When does that happen? So if I don't do any deallocs, does this happen? Oh, apparently it's when I allocate. I thought I have a... Oh, it doesn't break in the debugger. Right, because I don't have a way to check if I'm in debugger. So I did it in the code, so I haven't done it. Right, well, that's a shame, innit? Let's put proper stuff in there then. So allocator block end index and previous block ID take 1. So let's just see what they are. Maybe we've messed up the validation code. We don't know yet. Right, so it says end block index is 6. Sorry, 7, and the end block is 6. Right, off by 1 error it seems, because I do -1 and +1 for my IDs to indices. Right, so I think what's going on is I'm not taking 1 away when I set this. Yeah, I've just set it to free block ID like a melon. Maybe I should not use indices in places and just use IDs everywhere, but you know, things. No, this is horrible, it's all wrong. Alright. Wait. Only when you deallocate does it change the start index. I guess so, yeah. Cool. Let's just recompile. Oh no. It's not being... Yeah, it is. It's the first block, man. So I guess I got my TikToks wrong. Oh yeah, I'm not TikToking. I can't believe I just said that. Yeah, I don't TikTok. Yeah, I need to TikTok the allocator TikTok bit. If not, they're not going to be TikToking along with the blocks, you know? Right, I'm glad that's all made sense of. Apparently it's all valid. There we go. Computers, yes. Yeah, I don't TikTok. No TikTok. I got nieces and nephews who do it, apparently. Something I wouldn't. Oh. Yeah, strange times we live in. All these social medias around. So let's bring back those deallocates and see what happens. Does it work? Does computer say yes? So another thing as well is we could just print the whole thing. Just print rather than me doing this. But yeah, we could get quite excessive. Well, we do iterate over all the blocks, right? So we could just say, put it in an if statement, which would be quite interesting. So in the validate, well, or we could write another one which says print all, or whatever, or that could be called print block, and there's another one called print, and it prints the whole thing out. I'm not sure how useful it's actually going to be, I'm not going to lie. So we've got the validator here. So we deallocated 6, or 5 then 6. That would have done a join, I think. We can follow it through, right? Let's do a core breakpoint. If we follow through on deallocating 6, it's going to be like, oh, wait, the previous is a free block and a right is a free block. What happened? Hang on a minute. Oh yeah. The previous is free block and the right is free block because on the right hand side would be all of the unallocated space. Right. Yeah, it just joins that all up, right, and gets rid of those two. Rightio. That makes sense. Okay. Right, so if we did it the other way around, we're gonna just jump into the first one. So this one would say that the previous one is not free, but the next is free. Yeah, next is free. So does this branch. So we've just got to get it to test the previous block is free as well. Adds it to the free list. Right, so validated, okay. Let's just run it without the So I think after doing these tests on the dealloc, right, so that ran with a validator saying it was okay. So after we've done these tests with the deallocation, the final test is to make sure that we should probably do a for loop, allocate a whole bunch, and then do of different sizes, and then maybe reverse. Yeah, then reverse deallocate them. That way it should check the free list adding and deleting, and it should. Yeah, so my concern is alright. When you deallocate, let me just double check. When you join the blocks together, but they're in the free list. So if previous block is in the free list and gets joined, right, it'll stay on the free list, but it won't be. It might need to reinsert back into the free list again because it could have changed size. Yeah, I think what we should do is the block, when it gets made bigger, yeah, we've not accounted for this. Right, that's interesting. We also didn't kind of account for it in the validation function. What we didn't account for is we didn't account for. So we just checked to make sure that the size of the block count, block nodes count. We just made sure that it was greater than the min, but what we actually have is a max. And the max is obviously +1 of that, I think. It's got to be less than that. And that's the problem. Yep. Right, so I think we might encounter that now. So we've just done a deallocate of 5 maybe. Let's see if that triggers it. Because it'd be in the wrong bucket. Damn it. Yes, is editor. That's correct. We're just having a bit of a play around with it, but we're going to be maybe jumping ship. But I'll keep the option open if I'm not impressed with Helix, because Helix is a modal editor and that's what I like. Is in the free list, but it's not marked as free. Why didn't we encounter this earlier? What have I done that has changed this now? We have a block 16? That's the weird one, right? We have a block 16. You say what? What did I change? I changed this. I added another one of them. Hmm. Spacemax, yeah, it's like a Vim vendor distribution, isn't it? I don't know. Yeah, there's also like another one as well. I think I tried some of those things. Just use VS Code. No. No. Cannot use VS Code. How's it going, Kept Pain? How you doing? Why do we have a block 16? Oh, I've not even put it in there. I swear I have, hang on a minute. I swear I have, I'm so confused. I swear I have errors for those with Clang. I've got the special thing for those. I don't understand. Let's prove it. File line variable logs message then. Oh. Why don't I have that? Right, let's do it then. Just in case we have different compilers, I'll put it behind this. Clang printf attribute, that's it. Something like that. So I think the first one is the format, and the second one is like where the variable args are. Forget these things. See, it's funny, they've got this AMD GPU stuff here. Just give me the compiler so I can compile my SPIV files into this and then send it to Vulkan. Like, you've done all the work. Anyway. Yeah. It's numbers rather than indices. It's a bit weird, but well. So we can just put this here. Jobs again. So format is 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5 is where the variable args are. And then this one is 3 and 4. So that. There you go. Why don't I like it? Expect a function body after function. What? Oh, you put it before? I've seen it afterwards. Or am I misremembering? What's the GCC one? Because they support that one. Maybe that is the GCC one. See, it's after, innit? Alright. Let's see how that compiles. Have I got too many brackets or something? Three is out of bounds. Right, there we go. That'll do it. So now we should have lovely error checks, like proper printf ones. Damn it, they're everywhere. What have I done? Interesting. There's not too many. So some of the Vulkan layer. Let's see if we navigate there. Right, so in our lovely macro, string error, hash expression. I expected another string there, and that's the expression. But then, what do we do? Do we use this VK assert? How do we use it? Right, we wrap the whole thing in there. Yeah, so it prints out the whole line. Cool, that's nice. Yes, that was obviously erroring everywhere. Well, sorry, this is too many, so there's a lot omitted. Crap. Oh, there's a lot to fix up. Hmm. Right, I'm gonna save this for a rainy day. I might do this at the weekend. But at least now we have proper error checking. I could have swore I'd done this, but maybe not. But for now, we'll comment this out, and we'll simply do it. I'd stay off stream. This is not what we're here to do today. So, what's the next thing to do? Yeah, I was checking that error on it. So, block 6. Yeah, why is it saying block 6? Line 1941. Right, we've put it in there now. Oh yeah, wait, maybe we didn't. We've got it compiling. We just got it compiling. It was saying block 6 before. I even put it in there. But I put it in there and it's still saying block 6. Strange. Right. So I put a breakpoint in here and follow it through. I don't know what's going on. No, whenever. NV Chad, but probably. What's NV Chad? I've never heard of that. Five. Oh shoot, next block in. Just kept traversing. And then how did he get to 16? Oh, sorry, it said 16 before, then it said 6. Right, got it. Right, we used the wrong, Why isn't the IntelliSense working? Oh, there we go. Right, so with the free list next, we've got to make sure that the previous pointer points back correctly. We didn't get that in the check. Previous block ID. Yes, we're going to do something like this one. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff to check for. Previous block ID equal to the block free list previous ID. So our does not point to the previously cry face. Right. And then we need to make sure that we say previous block equal block ID. Neat. Let's try that one out. Editor for Chadza. It's an AVM distribution, right? Of course it is. The funny thing is a Chad in real life would not even use an AVM distribution. Let alone know what one is. I see. Right, what do we get? 7 is in the wrong free list bucket. Amazing. This is what I want to see. So what we're going to say, so we'll say like, you know, count is this, but min count is that. And we'll do the same thing with the max one as well. And so with this information, we'll be able to tell we'll be able to tell exactly what the problem is, hopefully. Oh, okay. So this one is saying that, you know, this is of the, so we have our biggest bucket doesn't really have a maximum count. That's the problem. Our biggest bucket is this. Hang on a minute. This ain't the biggest bucket, is it? Hang on a minute. 16 is still in the wrong bucket. So what you want to say is if bucket then max count is equal to, you know, U32 max. Let's see. I don't think that's going to change anything because it's the second biggest bucket it's in. For some reason. Why is it in the second biggest bucket? Why do we all write such buggy code, you know? It's crazy. Yeah, it didn't fix it. So, why did it get put in there? Like, this bucket, yeah, this bucket index is the one before the end. So, when did that happen? Well, it would have happened when you set the free list head, surely, right? So it gets the bucket. Oh, it did a -1. Ed only. I forget about Ed. Oh. Oh, it is. Imagine those days. I guess that's what helped the code bases be so simple. Is people's using VI and Emacs and having to remember the whole code base in their head. But props to the people who wrote code before that, manually coded hexadecimal or used an assembler. Props to those people. so why did past Henry do it this way? So you get the number of nodes, you get the bucket index. Now the bucket index, right, it's clamped. So it's at 16. Be 11. Wait. What did I do? Get out of it with that one. 12. Yeah, be 11. Same, right? 17. Wait, this doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make any sense. We did up, didn't we? Yeah, let's bring it back down to 4 again. And that magic 5 dot about. Alright, no more magic 5s, I think. Right, so it gets me the bucket index. If it's massive, so it'd be the biggest power of 2. And you clamp it to 16, you take 4, you get 12. So maybe this has to be 15 then. Um, hmm. Wait, something's glaringly wrong. Right, okay, so 5 was fine. Let's put it back to 5. Right, so we did... That put you on 11. Index 11, that's fine. Okay, so this is fine. So put you on index 11. That'd be less than 12, carry on. Wait, sorry, this is in the alloc. The alloc. Right, there's 2 places where it puts it into the tree. Or into the bucket. So this one, so it's too small, just forget about the node. Even I move back to the previous bucket. Right. Why is it doing that? Hmm. Yeah, and then there's a punch card days. Yeah, see, that's the thing with text editors is that, you know, I guess everyone has a. You got to make your text editor configurable enough that everyone's going to be happy. But I think a key to a good text editor is to kind of be opinionated enough that you make a lot of good decisions out the gate, or a lot of opinions and designs out the gate. So a user feels that, so a certain user will feel really at home with your choices. But also you need to be able to provide customization on quite a few things, such that people can actually just make the little changes they want because there's one or two things which really annoy them. But I think with like NeoVim, they don't even provide a good, decent experience out of the box. They're just like, you build it yourself, and it's just kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, it was okay for Vim when it was released, but obviously in 2024, it's not what's acceptable these days. VS Code is great. That's exactly what I was looking to when I just rolled my head around. VS Code. Uh, uh, mm. I like to add the same version of Peak onto that too. Runs full code layer does as well. Right. You heard some people really like Peak functionality and things. Like a guy at work who really loves it in Visual Studio. This software shouldn't try to do all things for all people. There's enough room for it to satisfy differing strong opinions. Yep. Yeah, the text is one of those which just ends up being this very general beast. It's kind of a shame. In my opinion, the editor should provide a really solid baseline for what you can build on top. Maybe that was said. I kind of missed part, right? Yes, every text editor should be run in TypeScript and run an instance of Chrome, and every new tab of your text viewer is a whole new tab in Chrome. You know, because why not? A whole new DOM instance and JavaScript environment. What you want? Right, no better. So I think this -1 is the problem. So if you have one which is like 65 nodes, so you've got 32, a bucket for 32 and over, a bucket for 64 and over. Oh, when I say and over, I mean in between the two, right? A bucket from 32 to 64, a bucket from 64 to 128. So when you get a bucket with 64, yes, the problem is this bucket and problem is I made a damn function. That's why. And functions are evil. Right, how many of these we got? 4 of them. Right. Bucket index for bucket for find for insert. Alrighty. Now let's go find all the instances and figure out which one is which. So allocate is when we want to find a node. Deallocate is when we put it in. Insert, go to that -1 nonsense. This one's for insert as well. Go to that -1 because that's nonsense now. And voila. So what do we need to do? We need to, so if you've got 65 nodes, you need to be in the bucket from 60. You need to be in the bucket which holds I think that's a round up, isn't it? Basically. Be a round down. So we get 64. You would get bit 6. You do a take 1. Oh, sorry. You would get, yeah, bit index 6. Yes, so you'd be in the second bucket. Right, so if you had 65, for instance, or 64 actually, you'll go into that bucket. Whereas if you're trying to allocate 64 nodes, you want to search in the bucket, or 65 nodes, for instance, you want to search in the bucket which has 128 or over. Yeah, so that means every allocation, every free block in that bucket will have enough room for you, and you can take it and split it. Cool. Perfect. Ought to be good enough. Right, success. I did an exit with 1, that's why it's got a 1 in there for some reason. Well, no, for that reason. Right. Okay, so we added, let's just double check that. Nearly there now. So the only thing that we didn't test is the previous block free thing in the if statements. So the previous block is free. So if we free 3, and then we free 4 afterwards, the previous block will be freed, and therefore it should run that. So I'm going to go ahead and yeah. And then after this we can write a for loop which allocates a whole bunch, then frees a whole bunch the other way. And then that should be everything tested, and we can move on to greater things. So this one is just going to, right, there's no free block to the left or to the right, so it just adds it to the free list. This one, free block to the left, yep, does it, and then doesn't add it to the free list because it's already in the free list. It takes the previous block and extends it, and then gets rid of that block that we've passed in and puts it in the unused list. And then we validate, and it validates okay. Awesome. Right, so one more validation test, and then we can just delete all the test code because then nobody got time to maintain that. So we're going all the way up to, I don't know, 1024. And let's just ever increasingly allocate. So we can't really do times by 2. but we could probably do a times by 2 divided by, yeah, maybe times by 0.25 or something. I don't know. Let's just try things. Start off at 1. 4. It's got to be multiples of 4. So that's another thing as well. We have to round up. So alloc count times equal 1.25 or something like that. Well, we've got to do some casting magic. And then round up to the nearest power of, then round up. So add 3. Oh, we got like a roundup. To multiple. Oh, is there any float? What has past me done? Well, I guess I've already got the roundup aligned stuff in it. Oh, what do we call that now? I can't even. Guess it would be near a cert. Must be power of 2, that's fine. Ought to be good enough. Run up to nearest 4, please. Thank you. Sweet, all the right brackets and stuff. So we just want to do a whole bunch of allocates. And I guess we'll just have a bunch of blocks. A bunch of bees. Bunch of bees. And then we'll just free all the bees. So yeah, let's allocate a bunch of bees. And let's see if it's great. 8228 Hooligan, how's it going? How are you? It's been a while. What have you been up to? Wait, while we're running in the no, it crashed. No. My life. Oh. Cannot resize when it has capacity of 1024. What went on? Oh yeah, because there's already a... Alright, I've just overflowed my number of internal blocks, that's fine. So there's already a block that's been allocated that is free, that covers the whole area. Yeah, so we'll just do that many then. Maybe we'll do less. Oh, you know what, no, we're testing, yeah. Right, that all ran successfully. No problemos there. So let's go ahead and... Seriously, what's going on with that? It's not like an indentation I have. So we're gonna go ahead and do a reverse dealloc, and then maybe a proper one as well. We'll try it. My boy's waking up. Stay asleep, boy. So let's deallocate in order, see what happens. Apparently that all runs okay. Now let's do the reverse one. And dun, 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 dun. Success apparently. Oh yeah. So we're able to allocate. Maybe I should do it in 2 parts. Hey Lupo, how's it going? Let's oh my days, little man. I need to get my boy and see what he's doing. Right, so we'll allocate the back half first and then the front half in order. So reverse order up until the halfway point. From 0 to the halfway point in order. Oh, where's the -1 there? To do some form of extra testing. Shoot, there's a problem. Right, look at that. Thank you, Lupo. Appreciate it. Right, let me just check on my boy. He is, for some reason, moaning. Maybe he needs a nappy change. I'll be back in 5 minutes max. And then we'll look at this problemo. BRB. Alright, welcome back everybody. Right, so we have this problem here. I also just thought about maybe we could be double freeing. But I don't think we are double freeing, but that's something that I want to test as well. But yeah, there's another issue. So I've decided to reverse deallocate so we allocate a whole bunch of blocks. We reverse deallocate, and then we allocate from to about halfway. Then from 0 to halfway we deallocate again, but from start to the end. So what's going on here? Block ID 511, so that's one at the end, is in the wrong free list bucket. Count is 0, but min count is what? That's bananas. What? Count is 0. Well, luckily we can easily view that one. So if index equal core breakpoint, and let's get in there. Give it a run, hit the breakpoint. So we're going to hit. So this is block. I think it's the right block at least. Oh shoot, block ID. Block previous 1. What makes you go next to 1? Oh right, no. I'm still confused. Right, so if we look at deref of block, deref of free or previous free block, kind of loud. P previous free. Don't crash. Right, so $513. Previous is 1, next is 513. Yes, we're 512. Next 512, previous 0. Okay, so this is not next to 511. Block ID. So an ID is 1 plus an index, so I got the wrong one. So there's 511. So it says 511 is in the wrong bucket. It's got a count of 0. What? Can have a count of 0. Since when did it get... since when did it return a count of 0? Is that should be really, that should be illegal. Must be greater than 0. To see if we encounter that problem. Right, so clearly we tried to alloc 0 in our test. That was causing problems with the internals. So you start off at 4. Oh, I must have overflowed then. Right, it must have gone more than a... Hey Temporis, how you doing? It's been a while. Right. Clearly extended by 1.25 is just too much. And also, shouldn't have we reported back... Oh yeah, you might not... We wouldn't have always got a pointer back. We should have had a null pointer passed back. Bit weird, isn't it? It's gotta be void. What bananas world are we in? Right. They all get allocated something. Some level of block for some reason. And I do not know why. Even though the allocation is huge. That's not good. Like, so it keeps allocating, allocating. At what point does... Yeah, so I guess when it chops it up here, well, it must get to the point where it chops up so much it doesn't show up in the free list anymore. Bucket index. Oh, it seems like it's already messing that up. Shoot. If the block next free index, get the next free block. Point back to nothing. Then it says set later, then it's not. Oh yeah, it's set later in here. Yeah, this free list head is not even set up right, so how is it even working? I'm so confused right now. Let's put a breakpoint in and just investigate. That is bananas. So, oh no, I do know what's going on. It's chopping up and putting it on OK, but if there's one in the free list, that's just getting lost. We should also test and make sure that every block within every block that is in a free list needs to be visited when we go over. Okay, we need to do more validation code. So you doing good? Good to hear, man. Good to hear. Yeah, not doing bad. Not doing bad. Just yeah, leaving NeoVim and trying out other editors. Gonna switch over to Helix after this one. Just crap did I just do? Well, I guess we're living in green now. I'm highlighting this git change or something. Well, that's silly. Yeah, so we've got this free. We need to find a place to store in the block that we visited it. Well, when we do that TikTok stuff, so we say only TikTok it if it's not a free. If block is not a free block, then TikTok it. Free blocks get TikToked later. Or ticked later. So what we can do is when we visit all those free blocks in the free list, we can TikTok it here. And then this is the TikTok validation. And we'll say that block ID is not being used or is in an unused, is not being used or in the unused linked list, or is in the free list multiple times. Is not allocated or in the free list or in the unused list, or is in the free list multiple times. Right, done. So with that, we should probably find more issues now. Nah, I'm done. No more NeoVim. What? I moved outside the damn function. Oh, basically I updated my system, and then there was tons of errors, probably due to a bunch of extensions I had. Well, yeah, it was due to those. And then I tried to update my extensions, and that was just effort. So I'm not really up for maintaining a Vim config, really. So I'm off. Yeah. It does take a lot to maintain sometimes. But when you do get it right, it is nice. Like, that's why I stayed on it for so long. But I'm looking for something more set up out of the box and is modal. A sig trap? Helix Editor is a good one. Awesome. Yeah, I've heard good things about it. It seems like it'd be right up my alley. Is that one you're using, Teo? Teo. I hope I pronounced that right. Nodes count must be greater than 1. Duh. Right, so clearly the way I'm incrementing is wrong. I should just up by 4 rather than doing all this nonsense. Maybe I can up by 8. Or maybe 16, I don't know. Should be right. Be 16,000 done. Wait, but we wanna... Wait, who was putting in 0 somewhere? Oh, because it overflowed. Right. It overflowed an integer. So let's do 60... Another option is to use one of those new Vim distro things. We can fix someone else has to maintain. Right. I see. Yeah. I guess so. That's another option. In the wrong free list bucket. Right, so we didn't overflow an integer this time. I don't know if we over allocated from the... What's the number again? It was 60... 7. So how many digits is that? 3, 6, 8. 3, 6, 7. So it's not even overflowed. It's still got stuff that's free in there. Then we have a double it one more time. And we'll over allocate. But yeah, not even over allocating is creating a problem, I think. Because it should be returning... Yeah, so 3, 6, 8, 9. Three, 6, 8, 9. Sorry, 3, 6, 7, 8. Sorry, brain. 3, 6, 7, 8. Right, so this is... right, needs another one. 32. Okay, so this should overflow it. Yeah, that's right. Oh, 7, 6, 8. Whoops. Whoopsie. Have I any type of that elsewhere? Nah. We good? Three, 6. No, it's still not enough. We need to go double again. Right, it's just about reached it. Maybe we just double that one time. I want to clearly overflow it. Alright, 1, 3, 1. Okay. So the allocation should be failing. Yes, so it's not... It's over allocating, which is clearly wrong. So when it allocates... There's this problem here with this free list thing. It's not linking up. So what we need to do is get this into a local. It's not putting that into a local. Yes, it's not removing that block from the free list and then putting the one that was next in the free list in the new head position in the free list bucket. So that was a bug, but it wasn't causing the problem. Now the next issue is that if like this assertion should be firing, right? So the number of blocks. Okay. If the number of nodes in the block, it has to be greater than the number of nodes that you've requested. So we never return, well, I'll return a null here, right, if there's nothing available. Hmm. Let's debug print this out and see what happens. It's saying that we're always asking for 4 nodes. What? How are we always asking for 4 nodes? It overflows. Right, so I don't think we have a way to actually physically overflow it with this method. Yeah, we don't have a way to overflow it yet. That's interesting. The number of trees is at 1024. But the number of nodes... One gigabyte of nodes. We can have more trees technically then. Right, so I guess we can just leave... I want to test what it takes to overflow it though, so for now we'll comment this one out. And let's just put in a capacity of enough for 1 tree. Well, we've done way more than that. The capacity being... Alright. That should overflow. Great, so return null. That's good. That's good. The issue is the allocation count is actually a U16. We don't really support allocating more than 64k nodes per tree. That's fine. I can support more, but I've decided not to. So it means in the shader we can use U16s. We can have an array of U16s, I think, instead of U32s, and that should save us some VGPRs. That's the hope. That's the reason why I got that limit. So I'll put a comment in there, right? We limit to 64K. So we can store indices in U16s and reduce the number of VGPRs. In shaders. Okay. So this is just going to wrap around. So perhaps we just up it by 1024 or something. Right, so we know allocate's okay. The issue was with the freeing. It frees the front. Sorry, it frees the back end in reverse and the front half. And for some reason there's an issue. Block 511 is in the wrong free list. Count is 0. How can we have a count that's 0? Like when do we create? So my concern is like when does 511, the ID 511, BVH node print yeah, when is this one? Is that one equal to 0 when you allocate it? Right. I've accidentally got print statement still inside this alloc function, so let's delete that. Let's pop back. Okay, so it says here that the size is definitely not 0. Right, but it's next to 512 as you would expect, right? Because they're all allocated one after the other in a for loop. So what happens is when 512 gets freed, it appears that it's messing up 511. ID 511, which is 510, is an index. So I'm going to print out this one again and see what it is after. Right, so after this got cleared to 0 for some reason. Did I go back too far in the array? What did I do? Did I accidentally free it? And then I'm freeing it again. So are we doing a double free? And if we're doing a double free, we should definitely catch that problem. If index equal, what's not even index is it? It's this. Right, do we hit that? And the answer is yes. Whoopsie. What did I do? Yeah, it says a double free, isn't it? So it's hitting, right, take index. Oh crap. If I want to do the back half of the array, I should be doing 0 to 512 because I'm reversing it. Whoopsie. So that is okay. So I need to catch double freeze. That's my next problem. Is that going to work? No. Yeah, so I think this is a problem. So it's saying that block ID 1 is in the wrong free list bucket. It's got a massive count, but yeah, it's in the wrong bucket. So how that's happening is I think when this happens, we're just extending the end. But when we've extended the end, we should really be unlinking it from the tree and then putting it in the free list again. So what we should actually be doing from here is then changing block to be meaning, so this should always run. I'm going to re-add it to the free list again, but we should always make sure it's not in the free list. Already, you know. How are we going to do that? So we already do it somewhere. Well, here's the code, right? So we should unlink it from the free list here. So we move, so block equal previous block, and then we say, same thing again, block equals previous block. But we don't do it here because our current block is merged with the next free block physically. So the block is furthest to the left at that point. So here we've got this free list next, and we're going to unlink it. From the free list, and then we're going to reinsert it into the free list. Add block to the head of the free list, like so. So that should be ideal, I reckon. That should be the fix we were looking for. No. Something else is still wrong. Block ID 1 is in the wrong free list bucket. So we actually free it. Let's figure out how it does that. So we free it here, right? So we do one is called debug break thingies. We should be able to put it right there. So it's the one with ID 1, so it's index to 0, I think. Right, sig trap, here we go. So it should be the first one in here. So ID 1, perfect. So what's going on? Right. Interesting. So we didn't do anything because there's no free block to the left or to the right of you in memory. And then it's not even in a free list right now. So see, this shouldn't always run, this code. We should put it... Oh well. So it's definitely got a start and an end. It's not massive. Right, but then it keeps getting joined up with its buddies after it, doesn't it? Yeah, so the ones afterwards keep joining it. So this one keeps getting put in the tree, right? So it will go in there, that's fine. But then the next time around, the one to the right of it goes in. And this time it says, hey, the one to the left of me is... So that previous block ID would be 1. I think. Block. Yes, the previous ID is 1. That's the one we was just looking at. So this one will get extended. And then it deallocates this block, and then block becomes the previous free block, which is one we was looking at before. And the next ID is all right in it. Yeah. So then we go around again. Shoot, it doesn't unlink it from the free list fully. If it's the head of the free list, it will not get unlinked. Crap. I got that code. I need to put it in a function somewhere. Where is it? It's not this code. Yeah, I think I need an unlink function. It's this code here. Damn it. Right, so it needs to be called block unlink from free list or something, unlink. Yeah, unlink from free list. That's the one we're missing. So it's going to be all this code here. So, oh shoot, what's that? Sorry. Yeah, so if the block it has a free list next, if it has a free list previous, then unlink it. But if it doesn't have a previous, it must mean it's a free list head. So it's got to figure out which bucket is in and then unlink it. So that needs to get called here. We should have said that it is a free block as well. In the top of the function. Does it matter? Yes, it does. Block ID this. That would be block index +1. So we just got to use this in a few places where we try and do any unlinking with the... So this defrag function needs to do the same thing. Unlink from free list. Allocator and block. Unlink from free list here as well, but we only need to do it for these guys, actually, thinking about it. Unlink the previous free block from the free list, and we'll link it back in afterwards. And same here for this one. So this doesn't have to be here anymore. And make sure that's a free block. Then put it in the free list. Right, I think that's those issues ironed out. Yeah, that's it. Cool, let's give that a go. No, what's this one? Block ID, U16, block ID. Rightio, off we go. Wait, is there a trap? Yep, can't allow that trap to go off. So hopefully this all passes now. Here we go. No, what do we get here? Expected block to be in the the free list head. Ooh. This one's in Dialog. 1866. So let's be the free list head. How can it be expected to be? So if something else gets put there. Ah, shoot. This one is not unlinking the previous. Yeah, this kind of. I don't know if this is causing a problem, but it definitely is an issue. Yeah, there's this sort of code here. So this function specifically is going to take the element is unlink free list head. So maybe call it unset or just call it next free list head so it cycles through it. So what you would like to do is say something like you pass in the block pointer and you can get the block ID and the bucket index. You already know what bucket belongs to. Yeah, it's just something like that. So yeah, that should just be like that code in here. Neat. Free list head ID. Let's get the block ID of the block. If it has a free list next, get it. Unlink the previous ID. Unlink my previous ID. Set it to the next one. Right, that's all good. So you get your for insert. The F0 doesn't have to be there anymore. It definitely clamps it though. We kind of want to have a special thing where we say if it is less than 5. If the bucket index equals 0, it's too small to add to the free list. That's a little bit wrong. Yeah, we should make it such that if is less than 5 here, return U32 max. I think we've got some issues with this now. Yeah, so this is U32 max. Then the block is too small to add it to the free list. What's this one saying? Right, unlink. Yeah, so if it's not equal to U32 max, there we go. We're going to call that unlink function. Or the next head one. Pass in the block and the bucket index. Nice. Why is it indented with 2 tabs? I have no idea what I've done with my project now. I forget people use spaces. Oh well. It's not a special thing either. Does it generally indent with 2 tabs? That seems like a weird default if so. Are tabs true? Yeah, tab size 4. Finally, something sensible. Yeah, so we need to do that next free list thing. So in the allocate function, I think we do it. Yeah, here. Unlink the free list, the block from the free list, and make the next free block the free list head. Perfect. So let's try this out. Fingers crossed we make some progress with the validation. Right, this issue is still here. Block ID is in the wrong free list bucket. So it just keeps growing and growing and growing. And it stays. My concern. Yeah, this is Zed. Hey there, go by. How you doing? Yeah, just give Zed a go. Not bad. So we allocate all the yeah, so if we don't deallocate these ones, do we get the same problem? If we don't deallocate the ones at the back of the array, do the ones at the front. Yeah, so the growing problem still becomes a thing. So my concern is we should print one every time and just view what happens. So one would be free. Right, so after every time we deallocate one of the blocks, we're going to print out the first one. This is one that should be growing every time. And it should be moved around in the free list. Right, so we've seen it increase. And the next block ID keeps going to the next one because it consumes it, obviously. Because when you deallocate the one that's next to it, they just join together into one big one. And it stays as a free block. And you would expect that it gets inserted into the right place again. So it seems like this code isn't running properly, which I'm confused by. It would have been unlinked. Oh, it's not even, yeah, it's not even in here. Yeah, it must be in one of the free list head things. Finds a bucket for insert. It shouldn't go here. So we'll put a print statement. Oh. Right, it's in bucket 11 here, where you would expect it to be. So it starts off in bucket... Right, bucket 11... Right, so it starts off in bucket 5, that makes sense. Then bucket 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9. Right, so bucket 5. See, I don't think it's freeing it from... So 256 is 11, isn't it? Ah, shoot. You know what I did? I think I got my validation numbers a bit wrong. No, I haven't. So you're in bucket 11. Max count 2. I remember adding some numbers. I think I got it right. Validation. Right, bucket index plus 6 for max. So 11 plus 6. Ah, for crying out loud, man. So bucket 5. Yeah. So bucket 5 is the bucket with... So it first gets put into bucket 5, but it's not being removed from the first bucket. That's the problem, I think. So we should be able to track that down with... with a nice breakpoint. So we see the first dealloc goes into bucket 5. Second dealloc, it should, from what I remember at least, it moved to bucket 6 after that, wasn't it? Yeah, bucket 5, then I went to bucket 6. So I think when it unlinks it, it should... it's not doing it right. Yeah, it's got an official Linux package. Yeah, you can install it from the repo, which is cool. It's quite nice. Like, I literally installed it when I started the stream, and we've just been using it. It's got the LSP all set up, and you know, it's pretty decent out the box experience, I would say. Right, so the first one, when it deallocs the block, it's going to add it to the free list. Bucket 5. Yeah. Yeah, 1020. Yeah, 1028. Number of nodes. So bucket 5 makes sense. 1024 to... Yeah. Wait. You'll have 5... Wait, 1028... So when someone comes along and says, I want to allocate 900 nodes, it rounds up to the nearest power of 2, 10, 20. That's 10 bits. Category 5, lands in bucket 5. Yeah, that's correct. Right, so is there a free block? And the answer is no. Then it puts you in that free list. Nice. Then the next time around, we free. This one will be to our left. So we are now, we extend the previous block, we deallocate the current block. Then we remove ourselves from the free list. Or remove the previous block, which is the one we just looked at before, from the free list. It gets bucket 6. Why do you get 6? Six. All right. Then it's gonna look at okay. It's changed its size, of course. Anyway, so why doesn't this assert? We used to have an assertion here that the bucket index. Yeah. Oh, damn it. I copied and pasted one piece of code, but not the other one when I joined the functions together. So there's two things to change. So the free next free list one. So you have to make sure that the block ID core assert that block ID is equal to this, and you're saying that block ID is not the free list head of bucket index this. Yeah. So that's one problem. The other issue was with the yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. Yeah, I heard that one before. Harry Potter. By the way, you don't have channel points. Yeah, I disabled those. I don't really have time to do channel point stuff anymore. Yeah. I used to lift weights for the channel points, so people would, you know, do 10 dumbbells or do 10 squats, and yeah, that was good fun. So yeah, don't have time for that anymore, unfortunately. Busy man. Trying to write custom allocators and stuff, you know. Damn these things. This one, man. Ooh, so close. Custom allocators. It's the free list one. It's the most complicated one. I guess you can make more complicated via free list allocators. There was that other problem that I had. What was it now? So we allocated all those nodes. Yeah, when they joined up, yeah. So when we deallocated it and they joined up, the problem is when I unlinked it, I already changed the size of the node. So it was doing it wrong. So you want to unlink it there and then change the size and then deallocate the other blocks. Cool, that should fix our problems. Pretty confident about that one. Wait, there's a trap. It's a trap. Yes. Success. The validation layer passes. That's the validation layer. That's my Vulkan mind going on. Right. So we're allocating a whole bunch of nodes and then deallocating the first half of them. Now let's deallocate the first half, the second half in reverse. Oh. No. Is in the wrong bucket. Size is 0. Did we do a double free again? Did we not catch that also? Double freeze. Yeah, I think. All right, calculator time. 511. So take 511. Take 1. Bum bum bum. Double free. So that's clearly a problem. Can we catch double freeze? Double freeze. What do they mean? If is free block needs to be checked, but also if we put the block in that unused list, I think we should mark it as free as well. So that means what we can do is core assert it. Block is free is not free. And we're just going to say block ID. Has been freed twice. Sad face. And away we go. Block ID 512 has been freed twice. So, just fix that problem. Where are we freeing it twice? We're freeing it for twice here, so we do that. And hopefully... Oh yeah. So there's one more test I want to try, and then I'm done testing this allocator. This has been work. So maybe we should interleave the allocations and things. Or should we do like more of a spread? I want to free them in different places. Maybe. So I could randomly generate an array and then swap all the numbers a number of times and allocate an array that's a set of numbers from 0 to whatever, randomly swap a bunch of them and then deallocate that array of indices. That would probably be a sensible test. Where's my sorted mate function? So I got one. Easy. So I guess we just do this. indices 512. We're going to indices index and then qsort indices size of indices size of e32 sort it, mate. No, too smart. I think that's right. Number of members, size of member, compare. Nice. So that sorts. Wait, why am I thinking about doing a sort? No, I want to do a round. Now, go over 100 times, pick a random number, 2 random numbers, rand mod 512, A and B, and you're going to fetch indices A is equal to indices B, and then indices B is equal to A. So that randomly swaps a bunch of them. And now you go over 512 of them, get your indices, index into indices, and deallocate. That should hopefully randomly generate a linear set of indices in a random order. No. Right, let's double check what happened. Right, so basically we've got a bunch of... That kind of looks alright. They ain't bad. Yeah, it's alright. It's happening. Right, so I'm happy with that. Block ID 140 is in the wrong free list. Size 0, but min count is that. Like, wait. So when did 140... Is 140 in there twice? Right, it's in there once. Is that deterministic? Right, it's not deterministic, but it keeps happening every time. So we should probably just make it deterministic. srand it to something and hopefully that works. So srand will set the seed. So this will keep being 170, yeah? Yeah, there you go. So for some reason 170 is a problemo. $169, what is that one? So I think we want to print out every time I guess we just print it out every time, right? BS 169, because that's 170 as an index. Problem is there is a lot of there's 512 nodes to look at, but I guess we'll see it every time. Ah, shoot. Right, so when is it start misbehaving? So it is a free block with 0, 0, right? Somewhere about here. So it's with its buddy. Buddy's here. It's in the free list, and then magically it just gets stomped. So what causes our buddy to get stomped? We can put watch points. Um, B. All right, let's go here. I just want to put a watch on BS 169 dot start. So anytime that changes, boom, we'll know about it. Surrogate changes from 0 to 5111108. So it gets. Oh, it gets changed from that to 0. Okay. That's fine, isn't it? What are you? Right, so right, so 169 got freed, 170 was already freed, so they've joined the two together. But so it should have been blocks should have been removed from the free list. So we've zeroed it now. But yeah, it should have been removed from the free list. So why is it showing up in the validation thing? That's my concern, right? If we run it, it will crash and says I don't know, what does it say? It says is in the wrong free list bucket. So it's not getting unlinked. Bum bum bum. So here, why isn't it getting unlinked? We'll go into here. It's free. Next. Why doesn't it get unlinked? There's going to be a free block, then we're going to here. Let's try and put a breakpoint. Shoot. So if index equal 170, then 169 or I think 168 as well, because that'd be the one to the left of it. Let's try that out. So this one is 168. Right. If I wanted to put a watch point for BS 169 start. Yeah, so what is this one? Did I get it wrong? 255. Right, I think I looked at it like this. Ah, shoot. I didn't look up in the indices buffer. Right, so this one is indices 169. Okay, so this one gets deallocated first. It will go into a gets marked as a free block, goes into the free list head for bucket 10. Goes into bucket 10. There's a next free block. So we're going to say point back to us, please. And then we will point to you. And then we put R1 in the bucket head. Cool. Why not CPP? Because it's too much stuff, too many features. And yeah, less features is better. And also C has some extra features that C++ does not. So it just makes it all around nicer to use. Right, so here we're at 168. This one is going to be to the left hand side of 169. So here we go. And our next free block is 169. So what happens to you, buddy? Here it is. In August Glory 16. What? Alright, okay, yeah. Right, this is right. So yeah, so this block, next free block is 170 ID, and we're at 169 ID right now. So when we free it, what's the problem? Unlink has a next node. We're gonna make the look at our next node. Make point back to our previous, whatever that one is. .203. Wait a minute. We're not the head anymore. Okay, so yeah, what bucket are we again? Bucket 11 or something? P allocator. Eight, 7. Right. So we should be unlinked from the free list, but we're not for some reason. We're not unlinking properly. And I don't know why. Yeah, so we're deep in the free list, but we're not being unlinked to fully. And then all right. You also see Dev on being confirmed. Yeah, man. High five. Oh. Yeah, so there's a bit of an issue with the free list still. It's still linked to in a free list for some reason. And I don't know why. I think we could run the validation function every single time we deallocate. And then with this one, we can find out like, hey, this one caused the problem. So you just print out like indices like that, right? And then when it crashes, it will get out of it with that one. It will tell us the indice which caused the problem. So apparently, all the way from the second or the second one, it actually causes is not allocated or in the free. So there's already problems going on there. So I think Yeah. Okay, that's cool. Right, so we're nearly there. I think if we could deallocate a bunch of stuff and validate it with a random input and change the seed. Yeah. Then that should be good enough. We should probably run some random allocations again after that. So we randomly free all of these, randomize it again, allocate again with that random. Yeah. And then if that all passes successfully, then that should be a bug-free heap allocator. Oh, more complicated than I expected that to be. I just want to make sure we don't get any GPU hangs. So I want it to be foolproof. Oh. Yeah, C's better. C's the way. You don't have move constructors, references, templates. You know, templates are great for collections, but it's very easy to overcomplicate the problem with templates. Yeah, you don't have classes, OOP, inheritance. You don't have longer build times. That's the thing, longer build times in C++. Yeah. Be careful of it. Right. I was hoping to have achieved that custom allocator today, but no. So I guess next stream we'll be finishing it off, which is Thursday at 7:30 p.m. GMT +1. And I'm so damn tired. And then yeah, hopefully in the next stream we'll get on to doing more BVH API stuff rather than BVH custom allocator stuff. Yeah, that'll be on Thursday. And then Sunday as well, we also have a stream, which would be hopefully the BVH custom API stuff. Finishing up doing all the groundwork so we can start doing multiple BVHs, and then when we have that, we can then work on like a top level bounding volume hierarchy and start having many objects in the scene. And then we can start hacking away at our traversal code because that's going to be broken as well, because our traversal code is probably only good for a small scene. Helix demo next stream? Maybe not, because I don't really have a lot of time these days. I'm super busy, man. Super busy, so I will probably get a chance on Saturday, maybe to like edit a config. Maybe in my lunch times I can get my laptop out and start translating my config over. Yeah. We shall see. Yeah, thank you all for coming, everyone. I'll see you all in the future one. Yes, busy. So many things. Oh, nearly made a super awesome allocator, nearly. But yeah, I'll see you all in the future stream. Have a good